We know Yuuki's goal is to take over the world, and to do so he's been shown to try to manipulate anything and everyone. So what are all the events that he's caused to happen with his manipulations, and how exactly does he plan to take over the world? Starting from the beginning when Rimuru was acting as a teacher for Shizu's students, Yuuki sent Laplace to investigate the Western Holy Church since he believed it was a corrupt organization that stood in the way of his ideals. Around the same time he had Clayman attempt to control Milim to destroy Eurozania. This was to gather souls for his evolution to true Demon Lord, but this plan failed because instead of just destroying them, Milim gave Carrion a warning that she will attack them soon, which caused no casualties since they had enough time to evacuate everyone. Since this failed, Yuuki rushed a war between Tempest and Phalanx. He did this for multiple reasons. The first was to ideally get souls for Clayman's awakening. Next, while Tempest was a growing problem that needed to be taken care of eventually, Phalanx was also gaining too much power and influence due to mass summoning otherworlders. For this war to go the way he wanted, he and Clayman had the merchant Damrad send a false message to Hinata saying Rimuru is responsible for Shizu's death and that he's lying about being Japanese. This caused Hinata to attack Rimuru on his way to Tempest and not listen to a thing he had to say. If this had gone to plan, Rimuru, Tempest, and Phalanx would have been taken care of / weakened, and Hinata would have been away letting Laplace search without being caught. Yuuki would have accomplished all of his plans, but as you know, Rimuru ended up surviving, stopping Phalanx's second attack and completely destroying them, taking all the souls and evolving into a Demon Lord. While he was concerned that none of Phalanx's armies, souls, or bodies could be found, believing Rimuru summoned some kind of monster with their souls, which was Diablo. He was fine with Phalanx being weakened. He also completely fell for Rimuru's story that Veldora had awakened, and he was the one who wiped them out. All these events only made Rimuru suspicious of Yuuki, making it harder for him to move. This also led to Clayman underestimating Rimuru, thinking he was weak. Just before the start of Walpurgis, and what caused it in the first place is that with the help of Laplace and Kagali's suggestion, Yuuki had Clayman use Frey, who owed him, and Milim, who he used the Orb of Domination to control to start Walpurgis. They had hoped all the Demon Lords would unite and destroy Rimuru, but as you know, this failed. Milim was never controlled, Clayman ended up dying, and Rimuru became an official Demon Lord. Even at a loss, he didn't stop there. He arranged for the Rosso family to attack Rimuru using Hinata, the 7 Luminaries, and the 10 Great Saints. This failed as well, and he learned that Diablo, a primordial, was in Tempest, so he decided it was unwise to face him. Now to the current arc, which he laid low observing Rimuru's army, which was so outrageous he stopped any thought of becoming enemies of them, and he enjoyed watching Maribel fail with messing with Rimuru. He decided to no longer see Rimuru as a threat, but to use him for his own gain. He and Clayman caused most of the bad stuff that happened to Rimuru, such as the Orc Lord, Cherubius, Phalanx, Hinata's attacks, and more. All of these failed and only grew Rimuru's power. As for what his goal is and why does he want to achieve it so badly, Yuuki's goal, as said, is to take over the world, but it's because he desires a peaceful and equal world, where no unreasonableness and flaws exist. This is due to what happened in his old life, where he discovered how unreasonable and flawed the society was. To achieve his goal, he'll do anything from trying to kill people to even manipulating his fellow otherworlders. There's more, but the anime hasn't covered it yet. If you want to know more about his past, check out my video on why does Yuuki hate Rimuru, and if you enjoyed, support by liking and subscribing, and watch another.